guys, my name is Jeremy and today I'm going to be showing you how to set up a skateboard. Before you set it up, you want to make sure you have all the right pieces. So you're going to make sure you have a deck, which is also known as basically the board of the skateboard. You're going to need two trucks. These are going to basically move the board around for you. You're going to need two deck risers. Some people decide not to use these, but these basically go underneath your board and between your trucks, and it basically raises it up a tiny bit. Besides that, you're gonna need four wheels. These wheels don't come with the bearings pressed into them yet, so you're gonna have to press the bearings in by hand, which I'll show you how to do in a second. Also, you're gonna need 8 bearings, 2 for each wheel. Along with that, you're gonna need 8 bolts and 8 nuts. These are gonna connect the truck itself to the board, and it'll clamp it down so that everything works the right way. Also, you're going to need 4 bolts that are going to go on the outside of your trucks. These are going to hold your wheels on. And besides that, some people also don't use these, but these are called spacers. They go between your bearing and your truck. So you're going to put one on each side, so you put one on, put your wheel on, put another one on, and then put the bolt on behind it. It just gives it a little bit of space so that it doesn't hit the bearing, or the bolt doesn't end up hitting the bearing. You're also going to need a Phillips head screwdriver and an adjustable wrench. These are going to be used to tighten everything on the board and make sure everything's ship shape. Let's get started. Alright, so the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to put on your trucks. So in order to do that, you're going to take your riser, you're going to line the holes up properly with the pad spacer. So it's going to go this way, and then you're going to place it down on the board. When you're placing it down on the board, you want to make sure that this bolt right here is facing inwards towards the other truck. You want to have both of them facing each other like this. And the first thing I usually do is just put the bolts through. Make sure that the Phillips head is on the top and the nut is on the bottom, or else the nut will stick out like this, and you don't want that. So you're going to put the bolts through. Then put it sideways like this. Then you're going to line up the holes, and then put the truck through the holes. So now you have all the studs sticking out through. You're next going to take your nuts and you're going to just tighten them. Then from here, you're going to tighten them all the way down. You don't need to over tighten them, just keep them tight enough so that they won't fall off. Take your wrench and you're going to put it right on the nut, tighten it, and then with your screwdriver, you're going to come on the other side like so and just tighten the bolt. Another thing I like to do is I like to rotate. So instead of tightening this one side, I'm going to rotate to the other side down here, and I'm going to tighten the bolts on the opposite corner. Just makes it evenly press against the board. And now we have one truck down. We got to do the exact same thing for the other side. Alright, so this is what it's going to look when you get all the trucks on the board and make sure all the nuts are tight. Alright, so the next thing you're going to want to do is put the actual bearing into the wheel. So here's my wheel and here's my bearing. When you look at the bearing, one side that has a red cover on it and one side that has, you can kind of see through and see the bearings moving by themselves. I personally keep the red side out because it has sort of a cover guard, a dust guard, so that no debris and stuff will get into your bearings and break them. So what you're going to want to do now is you're going to put the bearing into the wheel, and you have your wheel done. Just make sure it spins freely. You'll know if it isn't seated properly, it'll start wobbling and stuff. This is seated properly and it's good. I just did all the other wheels, so now we are ready to go on to the next step, which is installing the wheels onto the truck. After you put that washer on, you're going to take your wheel, you're going to make sure that you have the right side facing out. You're then going to slide it on your board. Make sure it spins freely again, just checking, making sure the bearings are all good. Then you're going to take your nut and put it on. And once you finish tightening up the last nut, board is pretty much done. Just make sure all the wheels work. no resistance. We're all set. Go on and have a good day boarding.